Sigmund Freud, the father of psychoanalysis, offers a wealth of insight into the human mind and behavior. Here are 50 life lessons drawn from his work. 1. Dreams are the royal road to the unconscious. 2. The mind is like an iceberg. It floats with 1/7 of its bulk above water. 3. The unconscious of one human being can reach upon that of another without passing through the conscious. 4. We are never so defenseless against suffering as when we love. 5. The first human who hurled an insult instead of a stone was the founder of civilization. 6. Sometimes a cigar is just a cigar. 7. Unexpressed emotions will never die. They are buried alive and will come forth later in uglier ways. 8. Everywhere I go I find a poet has been there before me. 9. Love and work are the cornerstones of our humanness. 10. One day, in retrospect, the years of struggle will strike you as the most beautiful. 11. The interpretation of dreams is the royal road to a knowledge of the unconscious activities of the mind. 12. Time spent with cats is never wasted. 13. Most people do not really want freedom, because freedom involves responsibility, and most people are frightened of responsibility. 14. Being entirely honest with oneself is a good exercise. 15. The ego is not master in its own house. 16. He that has eyes to see and ears to hear may convince himself that no mortal can keep a secret. If his lips are silent, he chatters with his fingertips. Betrayal oozes out of him at every pore. 17. Out of your vulnerabilities will come your strength. 18. The great question that has never been answered, and which I have not yet been able to answer. Despite my 30 years of research into the feminine soul, is, what does a woman want? 19. What progress we are making. In the Middle Ages they would have burned me. Now they are content with burning my books. 20. We are what we are because we have been what we have been. 21. The conscious mind may be compared to a fountain, playing in the sun and falling back into the great subterranean pool of subconscious from which it rises. 22. Men are strong so long as they represent a strong idea. They become powerless when they oppose it. 23. Where they love they do not desire, and where they desire they cannot love. 24. Men are more moral than they think, and far more immoral than they can imagine. 25. Where it is, there shall ego be. 26. The voice of the intellect is a soft one, but it does not rest until it has gained a hearing. 27. Illusions commend themselves to us because they save us pain and allow us to enjoy pleasure instead. 28. There are no mistakes. 29. Everywhere I go I find that a poet has been there before me. 30. The goal of all life is death. 31. No one who, like me, conjures up the most evil of those half-tamed demons that inhabit the human beasts, and seeks to wrestle with them, can expect to come through the struggle unscathed. 32. Man has, as it were, become a kind of prosthetic god. When he puts on all his auxiliary organs, he is truly magnificent, but those organs have not grown on him, and they still give him much trouble at times. 33. The virtuous man contents himself with dreaming that which the wicked man does in actual life. 34. A man who has been the indisputable favorite of his mother keeps for life the feeling of a conqueror. 35. A person who feels pleasure in producing pain in someone else in a sexual relationship is also capable of enjoying as pleasure any pain which he may himself derive from sexual relations. A sadist is always at the same time a masochist. 36. Beauty has no obvious use, nor is there any clear cultural necessity for it. Yet civilization could not do without it. 37. Whoever loves becomes humble. Those who love have, so to speak, pawned a part of their narcissism. 38. Civilization began the first time an angry person cast a word instead of a rock. 39. The only bodily organ which is really regarded as inferior is the atrophied penis, a girl's clitoris. 40. Flowers are restful to look at. They have neither emotions nor conflicts. 41. A man should not strive to eliminate his complexes, but to get into accord with them. They are legitimately what directs his conduct in the world. 42. What a distressing contrast there is between the radiant intelligence of the child and the feeble mentality of the average adult. 43. Thought is action in rehearsal. 44. Children are completely egoistic. They feel their needs intensely and strive ruthlessly to satisfy them. 45. Human beings are funny. They long to be with the person they love, but refuse to admit openly. Some are afraid to show even the slightest sign of affection because of fear that their feelings may not be recognized or, even worse, returned. 46. Just as a cautious businessman avoids investing all his capital in one concern, so wisdom would probably admonish us also not to anticipate all our happiness from one quarter alone. 47. The act of birth is the first experience of anxiety, and thus the source and prototype of the effect of anxiety. 48. In the small matters trust the mind, in the large ones the heart. 49. One is very crazy when in love. 50. The first requisite of civilization is that of justice,